But
So
yeah,
remind me, what are your thoughts on Gotsumon?
I will say this sold me more on Meteormon than anything that I've seen so far.
Good. I was coming into this feeling like I was gonna be at one point like, come on, that had to sell you on Meteormon a little bit at
Yeah,
least.
this is the coolest Meteormon has ever been in anything.
I totally agree. In fact, I'm like retroactively annoyed that Meteormon isn't cooler in the games. Like
Yeah.
even if it's something as simple as Meteormon, instead of walking behind you like Gotsumon, like in games where that's applicable, would like hover behind you.
Yeah. I I thought we were gonna start with the soldiers war, but it's like, yeah, we're going to a digital world. We have a militarized task force for totally peaceful means and nothing else.
Never mind their weaponry.
Yeah, and then Meteormon just attacks with like a Zootamon that they beat pretty easily by forming like like freaking Masaru gets knocked away, and then like freaking Toma and Mirage Galgamon. Sorry, Mach Galgamon. I keep wanting to say Mirage Galgamon. Mach Galgamon just beats Zootomon by just turning into a tornado of fists and punching him from every direction at once.
Yeah, and then Gotsumon lands, and he's like, they're just like, give it up, Gotsumon, you can't beat us. And he's like, oh, you think that's all I had?
Yeah.
And then the only way I could see it, the only way I could explain it is Gotsumon goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, yes. Well, more specific,
he retains his original form. He just changes color. He goes Super Saiyan.
I think there's a better allegory here, a better like parallel, because as someone in the comments pointed out, Gotsumon predicted Ultra Instinct. He turns white and he starts flash stepping around with the power of the cosmos. Like, he's literally just doing this cool pose in the air and like teleporting around and doing all this cool bull crap. Like, he's like summoning galaxies to hurl meteors at people.
Yeah, what was it? Cosmic Flash, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he does what looks like he's building up a spirit bomb, and then he launches meteors out of like a portal, and it's like, oh my god, he's so cool.
He does meteor rain.
He's just dropping meteors on them, and then like, it's like, oh, okay, so that's his trick. And then he just vanishes and does literal Dragon Ball Z, moving so fast you can't see him crap.
Yeah. Like, he's just flash stepping around. Everyone's like, oh crap, how do we deal with this?
Honestly, I thought we'd get to this part and you'd be like, oh, I hated this because he's like beating on all of them. And like, maybe you bring up like his speed or something. I was just going to be like, okay, well, he's a meteor.
Yeah,
meteors are fast.
Honestly, this makes sense because it's like, the problem isn't that he's like way stronger than them. The problem is that he's like way faster than them.
Yeah, even when he lands the hits, he's not inflicting a ton of damage. It's just
it's like, it's also pretty fair they brought Zootamon like ahead of time, so it's like, hey, there's an excuse for them being a bit weakened or whatever. It's like, you know what, doesn't matter that much, but it's nice to have a little bit of a justification. Also, I like
meteor on deck.
Also, I like that, like, he transforms and Yoshino literally looks at him and she's like, oh, he just changed color.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, even she's just like, wait, what? Excuse me?
That's it?
Yeah, alright.
And then Meteormon proceeds to do DBZ stuff at them.
Meteormon just pulls out the black materia. He's like, I will end this planet.
It was a fun little moment, but they ultimately defeat Meteormon because, of course, they do. As cool as this is, he's still just one ultimate. Man,
Meteormon really was the main villain of this arc, huh? That freaking Gotsumon.
Yeah, Wait, he is an ultimate, right? He's not the champion?
Yeah, Meteormon's the
Champion's-
ultimate. Yeah, the champion's Icemon.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, man.
Which is a weird series of events for his evolutions. I feel like it should be Icemon, and then he turns into something more durable like Rock.
Yeah, there should be like, what'd be like the in-between between like Rock and Meteor? Like, I don't know, maybe like Ore or something?
I mean, it could just be like Steel.
Yeah, he turns into like Ironmon or something, and it's just like Metal Gotsumon. I don't know. It'd still be a Gotsumon. Like, it still wouldn't be changing much, but at least that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, if it was like, if we went from Gotsumon to like Iron Gotsumon to Meteormon or something, or Steel
Yeah.
Gotsumon, whatever you would want to call it, or just Metal Gotsumon.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? No. Alright, hear me out, right? If you have to have the Gotsumon line be like this, have it be like
Yeah.
Champion's Rock. No, like Rookie's Rock. Okay, you start at Rock. Champion is like Diamond Gotsumon or like Crystal Gotsumon or something. So it's like, okay, it makes sense that it'd be like harder, and it's like, a bit more unique. It's kind of the same deal as Icemon, but like a bit more like durable sounding.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go Meteor, so it's like, alright, you bring the power of the cosmos, and like, the Mega form is like Metal Gotsumon, and he becomes like, it's like Meteormon, but he's like a cyborg, and you introduce like science fiction tech into it. Like, maybe he's got like an arm can, or like, one of those little like Borg like eye sights or more the crap, there's like wire sticking off of him. Like, I don't know, maybe have a cape or some crap. Yeah, like, I feel like there's stuff you could do, and he has like the actual weaponry now, and he has the power to back it up. I think that'd be a good enough progression for like a Mega.
I'm not crazy about the cyborg thing, because the whole gimmick of his line is clearly that he's just Gotsumon made of different things. So I don't know. Suddenly going cyborg with him seems weird.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be like a fitting, like, cool way to be like, okay, yeah, we became as hard as possible in like a cheaper ultimate form, and then we like enhanced ourselves to become like just a step further beyond.
Now that Diamond has been mentioned, I kind of like the idea of Rock, Metal, Meteor, Diamond.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the power of the cosmos feels like more impressive than Diamond.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of going off of like hardness, I guess.
Okay, alternate idea. What if, like, instead his next form is like Planetmon or something, like Planet Gotsumon?
What even is that?
It's just like Wolf Meteormon, but he's just really big. He just become big. Freaking, was it like a Lunamon or some crap? He's like a moon. Like, not actually moon size, but he's just really, really big.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Oh, man. Listen, so wasn't that to this line in the first place anyways? Like, it's hard to think of, like, good alternatives when I'm coming at this from, like, a different direction.
Right. Although apparently Meteormon's quote-unquote canon evolutions are Ancient Volcanomon and Metal Edamon. So it kind of
Yeah.
one of the ideas is that Metal is like the step up, I guess.
I'm going real. Ancient Volcanomon sounds like a better fit. Because that's just like a meteor with a volcano sticking out of it. It's just like a big rock ball.
It does look like that. I just feel like the final form of Gotsumon should continue with the trend, and it should just be a Gotsumon made of something else.
Alright, hear me out. Final form, Solarmon, and he's made of fire.
I mean, that's pretty cool if we're keeping with the space theme. Although, doesn't he just kind of become like a tiny Marimon?
Yes, but Gotsumon's already just a tiny Golemon, so screw it.
Okay,
He
so
just becomes a tiny Marimon, but he's like imbued with the power of the sun.
but so yeah, that's just, I don't know, that's just the thing that stood out to me this episode because it was such a fun moment. But so yeah, sorry. So they're talking to like the government official dude that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we got to deal with the digital world stuff, whatever. And then Karada butts in and he's like, oh, I'll deal with it. We could talk to them, settle it peacefully, and everything will be fine. And you won't have to deal with anything. And he's like, okay, random scientist, man, I'm appointing you the task of doing this instead of the DATS commander.
To be fair, he does have to argue for that peace treaty pretty hard. Like, he has to really push for it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
So-
well, if we sell this with a peace tree and we talk things out, and then, yeah, like, everything goes fine, you don't have to waste any resources, everything goes great. I'm totally not playing anything evil.
Totally not. And then he's like, you're hired. And then Karada shows up where the transporter is, which has been fixed at this point, and they just didn't tell Masaru because, of course, they didn't. And it's like, okay, we're going to go and do peace talks with my heavily armed men.
Yeah, with my freaking just group of soldiers wielding guns with, like, riot gear.
Yeah.
Just completely militarized.
Yeah, if the flashback is any indication, they're flamethrowers.
Yeah, this is like the same type of unit that did it back in the day.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we already knew. It's super obvious that Karada's evil. It's just...
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't take a super long time to get to the point where it's just like, yeah, no, this guy's the villain.
Like, as he's, like, getting ready to do the thing, Toma's like, oh, but, it'll take time to optimize the transport. We'll need a day to prepare. And Karada flashes Toma, like, this glare, and Toma glares back, and he's like, oh, yeah, of course. You're gonna go somewhere in this world, Toma. You've really got a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah, Toma the whole time is getting vibes. Like, he doesn't say anything, but it's like he's getting vibes that this guy is evil. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody is getting the vibes that this guy's evil.
Yeah, no one really trusts him, but they're like, you know what? He hasn't really done anything. Maybe he's just sketch. We don't know.
Yeah.
Turns out, no, he is very much about as evil as you can get, like, objectively.
It's in the next episode, but I like one of his lines, and it's like, to be clear, my goal is Digimon genocide.
Yeah.
It's like,
because he's like, he just starts talking, he's like, I just want to just eradicate all Digimon, and I'm like, oh wait, seriously, this is just Digimon genocide, huh? And he just straight up says it.
Yeah, the literal like, phrase that comes out of his mouth is Digimon genocide. It's like, wow.
Oh jeez, yeah, we were just going there. Yeah, this is really like aimed at a more teen audience, huh?
It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Oh man, it's so obvious. Yeah, this dude's sus. He's the scientist dude you know if you want. You kind of want from what one Ghost Game episode. Yeah, pretty much.
Which scientist guy?
Because I think a while back I was like, hey, what if Datamon was just an evil scientist and it was just causing problems? And it's like, yeah, pretty much just this, huh? Oh man, I know. Listen. So far, I'm digging Karada. He's a fun villain. I think he's really effective at what he does. Like he could be a bit more intimidating, but you know what? I like him. He's been a fun bad guy.
Yeah. For some reason, having 3 episodes has jumbled the order of events in my head. Does the episode end after they beat Meteormon basically, or like they
Yeah,
basically
they beat Meteormon, and then Masaru shows up to Mercurymon, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight you," and he's like, "What?" And Masaru's like, "Yeah, I'll punch you out, and we'll end this war." And Mercurymon's like, "Fine, I guess, if you want."
Yeah, okay. Well, pal, your honesty is refreshing. Glad to have you on board. I'm sure nothing will ever make me regret this.
Oh man.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much that episode.
I do want to point out that it's like this whole idea is just so weird and just absurd. Cause it's like, just think about this from like Mercurymon's perspective for a moment.
Mm,
Cause it's like, okay, yo, you're trying to keep the peace. You haven't really done anything wrong. You're just trying to like keep like both sides separated.
yeah.
You're trying to keep them separated so that there's no problems.
Yeah, big shocker. I think I called this earlier, but Mercurymon wasn't actually that bad of a guy the whole time.
Oh yeah, I was calling that since basically since the episode after he appeared.
Yeah, basically Kudo shows up at the very end. Yeah, when they're about to fight.
But yeah, it's like, he's not really doing anything wrong. He's like trying to keep things in order. Like he's only really like stepping out of his way to like do things. Your subordinate goes out of his way to cause all this unnecessary trouble, like without you realizing it. And meanwhile, you just look up, you're like, okay, as long as we both stay on our like own sides of the gate, things are fine. The humans invade your world, track you down, come into your base, and try to kill you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, whatever, I'm just gonna beat them. And they like blow up your like throne room and just run away and just have to escape. And it's like, okay, damn those humans. Alright, whatever. Maybe I'd start rebuilding. Maybe, things will be fine. And then they come back! And they bring the guy who killed all your men.
Yeah. And it's like, of course he's like... So, we should probably go into the next episode where we talk more about, like, the backstory and everything, because that's where all this happens.
Yeah, anything else we have to say about this episode before we move on?
No, not really. I think we covered it pretty extensively.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I like it. It's a fun episode.
Meteormon is cool. Meteormon is pretty cool.